Hello, hello. It is that time again. We have over 2 hours of content here, so whatever is needing to be done, honey, it no longer can be put off. Go and tackle that task. I'm going to be here in Yap City, so I will keep you company and let's get into it. Well, this one never made it to the internet. I had completely filmed this and edited it, and I was about to upload it and I thought, this sucks. There's too many clips, too many different days. And so this is what you get. It's just a compilation of things that I thought, oh, I should film this, and then I just never follow through, never put it in anything. But honestly, that's me today. But we did start off in my daughter's room, and I knew that I had to wash these curtains, and I did, and I was just hanging them back up. But the last time I had washed them, or this style, sorry, not this set, but we have it throughout the home, and I had washed them and used the dryer and they shrunk massively. So this time around I didn't stick them through the dryer, even though I really probably should have. I haven't lifted them, hemmed them, so they do drag on the floor and get dirty pretty quickly, and at some point I just need to do my dryer trick and shrink them so that I can be lazy and not have to do it myself, because I'm not good at it. Even with that IKEA tape, yeah, I'm not great at it. These are the IKEA, I think they're the Silverlon, I'm probably butchering that. They're the IKEA linen curtains. Anyway, here's your reward if you could follow that ramble, because that was a little bit chaotic. Down here in the corner of my daughter's bedroom is what is supposed to be her storage side table thing, because she does have a lot of little stuffy situations, anything fluffy like a blanket, a jumpsuit that's like 2 sizes too small for her. All of that, it's supposed to go in there because she is quite the little hoarder when it comes to those things. My son never really got into stuffed animals. He has the one or two, but not really got an interest in them. Unlike my daughter, who sees one, squeals and is like instantly putting it in the shopping cart. So, you know, the collection can become quite big if there's no management on that. I have 2 cubes here. Both of them just hold all of her stuff. But do you know what? At the moment, like if you were to see her room right now, every single one is out of those boxes and it is annoying me. So the basket that you can see in the corner where she's supposed to keep her shoes currently holds all the stuffed animals. And let me tell you, I am an eyelash away from throwing every single one of them out. That's how close I am, okay? They annoy me. But I will have to be restraining myself from throwing out as many as I want, because she does love so many of them. But that will be coming up, a little declutter of her room at some point, because I cannot work with this situation anymore. And I've also been looking at Pinterest because, to be honest, I don't think that this setup is working for us. I tried having the bed in the middle of the room just to see if it would work better in terms of not accumulating mess down the side. And you want the tea? It's not been any better. Not in the slightest. I cleaned out under her bed yesterday. Honey, let me tell you, it was horrible. It was just as bad as his, if not worse. Yeah, I think we'll do a little rearrangement. We might put the bed against the wall, which is what I was trying to avoid. It would give us so much more space, and I feel like I'd give her a bit of a corner to play in, maybe put some of her favorite dollhouse stuff in there as well, which would be nice. So next time I film cleaning her room, I will maybe do that with you, and we can have a little attempt at trying to make this situation a bit better, because like I was saying, I have been on Pinterest. I'm trying to gather some ideas for decorations in here, just because I'm kind of stumped. I feel like I've used all of my energy elsewhere and I just don't know how to decorate this room. I think I'm just gonna have to give it a full refresh. So we'll just start with rearranging the room, see how I feel there, and that's about it. But I do have a little garden update for you. I haven't been out into the garden, and let me tell you, she was a hot mess when I went out there. The fam were off doing the bee situation. They were doing a hive check and they were doing harvesting. There was a lot that needed to be done that day. So while they were out there, I was like, oh, this is motivation. I work well when there's other people around me. So I wanted to take a little look at my strawberry patch, because I knew that I had bought a couple of the $3 strawberry plants from Bunnings and they all had runners on them. I was very specific when I picked them out because I knew that I wanted the ones with the runners. And with the weather, it had just been heat and rain like over and over again. So they were kind of maintaining themselves for some time. I was like, well, I haven't really checked this in probably a month or so. And I went out there and I was like, oh, I'm probably just gonna have to start again. Like, I've not given this any love. And then I went out there and they were thriving. They said neglect who? We've been loving it. They were absolutely loaded with strawberries. I mean, I was like, oh my God, we need to just start eating them. And I've been buying strawberries. Insane. So I've got to go out there and do a little harvest of them. And oh my, the animals have been enjoying them. I've seen them littered all around my garden. And I'm like, help yourself. So I'm going to net them because I didn't realize they were doing that well. And I'm going to be a little more on top of watering them because there's no rain on the forecast for a bit. So they have to be reliant on me. Yeah, I must have 25 plants out there now. All the babies have just taken off, plus a self-seeded basil. She just kind of turned up. And the last time I saw it, it was like maybe a little seedling of a basil. She's now huge. So I'll give that a bit of a cut back. And then, do you hear that? Of course. I'm gonna wait for my kids. Hold on. Quick, have a look out the window. Anyway, ice cream truck has since left the building, so I'll get back to whatever I was saying before. I need to do some serious maintenance on the garden. I've definitely just kind of been letting it go. I think this afternoon we're supposed to have some cooler weather and I just need to like force myself to spend time out there doing that. I feel like hubby and I have just been so scattered with the amount of projects we're trying to do around here that certain things are just falling through the cracks, and that's one of them. But I've also definitely been enjoying having a little cut flower garden. That's been so nice. I have snapdragons out there, salvia, or baby's breath, thyme. That's all been really fun. And I think next year I'm contemplating just doing like a whole strawberry bed, because to me, all the other vegetables fun, but I don't need it. And when I do need it, it's never quite ready. And then I don't need it when it is ready. Just, I'm not the best at planning. It is definitely a temptation just to become a strawberry farmer and just grow so many, which I think we might do because that seems so much more fun, going out there and doing that, and maybe even growing some tomatoes on the side because I like growing tomatoes. But the other things, it's just fun but not necessary. Anyway, one more thing. I have lost my voice. It's been a few days. We have finished the hedge that I've been talking about. It was a 3-meter tree. It is now a gorgeous hedge. So very happy with the results of that, and we can move on from that project because I've had enough of these trees. It hasn't been fun, but it's going to look so great. That's the positive takeaway from this, is that it's going to look phenomenal once it's all grown back and we can maintain it. Let's move on from that. In a minute, you're about to see me work on the tracks of our cupboard. I had done this maybe a couple months ago, maybe even 6 months, and it already looks like this again. I honestly thought most of the mess before was from my puppo, but since he's not here anymore, I can't really say it's him. I don't know where it comes from. It's not like we're dragging in dirt and sand with us every single time, and we don't really wear our shoes in here. I just needed to come in here and give it a good scrub. I just use the vacuum firstly because it saves all the time of having to use so many paper towels to try and clean it up. And then I just scrubbed as best as I could after with the paper towel. Look, I'm not here for like a end of lease clean, so just a quick tidy up of that is better than like having to stare at tracks that are full of dirt. And then I just came in and wiped down all of the front of our cupboards here because again, I can't remember the last time I would have done this, but it was in desperate need of it. And sometimes you don't notice something until you're working in that vicinity and you're like, oh, how have I missed this for so long? Anyway, gave it a once over on like all of it because so bad. All the drawers do also need a declutter as well because, oh yeah, I also gained hiccups as well. So I'm so sorry. This voiceover is just going downhill very quickly. Yeah, the drawers, as they say, are chock-a-block, which just means that they are very full, and I want to say 70% of it is my husband's stuff. That's a little unfair. Let's say 60%. I really feel like I'm shoving so much stuff in his drawers and there's just no more space. So gonna be pretty brutal again this year decluttering it, because I'm pretty sure the bottom drawer we don't ever use, and I'm not even sure what's in there, to be honest. I kind of try to ignore where possible. But we're gonna move on from that. I did end up working on a couple baskets of washing. I am one of those people that is like, I'm either really, really, really on top of it and there's nothing to put away, or I've got 6 or 7. There's no in between with me. So I worked on that. And then also the sock pairing. I have about 1,000,000 pairs of black socks that don't have any life partners. So some of them do get thrown out. I have a sock basket. It's supposed to contain all the loose socks, and it does, but then it ends up overflowing because I get in a mood where I'm like, oh, I don't want to deal with it. So I throw it in there. I spent time working on that. And let me tell you, half of them were my socks. I will put my hand up and say it was mostly me, because I think I just like leave mine behind because I don't wear socks that often. If you followed me for a while, you know these feet like to be bare. But my hubby needs socks for work, my kids need socks for school or daycare, or I have to be on top of it. So it is mostly mine hanging out in there. And then I've just moved on to this space because I did have a bit of a thrift haul. I went up shopping and I got a few things, mostly from Savers. That's been my new spot. I know it's not a not-for-profit, but look, you can't have it all. You cannot have it all. So I do like to shop there. They do have a lot better stuff than most of my local ones, and I just find that I can save petrol and my time mostly with going there, because they have so much variety and so much stuff. So definitely worth a look. Oh, is this the exact same clip twice? Fantastic work from me. This is a pair of shoes I picked up for myself. Nothing like retirement home shoes. Always need a pair of them. They looked pretty much brand new except for the soles. Then for my kids, I picked up quite a few cute little things. This jumper was so sweet. I think it's a mango one, which I think is best and less. But I love the color. $4.50 was kind of high, but I always have the 20% off coupon anyway. So saving that shishing. We do have a long sleeve top for her. This one was $4.80, I believe. So kind of again on the higher end. I feel like Vinnie's would sell something like this for $3, so it's $1.80 more, but convenience outweighs the cost. And it's going to be for daycare, so if it gets ruined, it gets ruined, and it's not like I spent more than that on it. And then this was just a cheap $2 pajama shirt for my son, because we go through pajamas for the kids like crazy. I swear half of them go missing and then I'm like, where are they? So I like to have extras even if it doesn't match. And then just a little basic black top. I do try to avoid purchasing Kmart or Big W stuff if it's not really cheap, because I know that it's pretty much the same price. $2.50 I'm sure is what the price is in store. Okay, so I know I'm not getting any better of a deal here, but they were good quality and looked like they'd hardly been worn, if at all. And then I got this shirt for my son. Sometimes I do get smaller sizes if it's an oversized shirt, but I try not to unless I can get them to try it on. And I don't always have them there with me because it ends up in them getting a toy while they're there, which normally is fine, but like $5 per kid, it adds up pretty quickly. And then this really cute Bonds top. This was $4.80, was it? I missed that tag. But it's a nice way to get really discounted stuff, because even though Bonds gets 40% off, it's still not $5. It must have been the Bonds kind of day, because I also picked up one for my son. This was closer to $7. And I think this is actually size 8. Like, it looks a bit big. Actually, quite a bit big. But sometimes people cut the tags off, which I get the idea behind, like to try and get the thrift stores to lower their prices, but also mama doesn't know what size this piece of clothing is anymore. We just take a guess, and if not, we can always hold on to it for a year or two. I have the luxury of being able to store stuff for a while, and I tend to keep a few things if they're cute and worth it to me. But that's about it. Let me know what you got for your thrifting adventures, what your best finds have been lately, because I love hearing about it. I actually genuinely do. Makes me a little bit jealous. Good, could you tell I needed to cough at the end of that? Oh, it's been taking me out. Anyway, we're moving on to the last few little clips that I had from this vlog, if you can call it that. I had a ton of Christmas stuff to put away. I was quite quick this year in getting my Christmas stuff away. I think by the 10th of January, it was all gone. I needed it gone out of my life this time around. Sometimes I'm a lazy girl and it can be there for months and I don't care. I live, laugh, love Christmas. Okay, it is my time to shine. And then other years, it's gone. It's got to go. I'm definitely not a 26th of December kind of girl and I never will be. That's just too proactive. And honestly, I'm type C, D, maybe even F when it comes to things like that. But because it is quite the setup, I thought that maybe you would like, I'm trying to get my voice to go back to normal, but it's not working. You would like to see the setup. But basically, I have a handful of these plastic tubs and they've all got labels on it. When Christmas rolls around, I need to be able to find them like ASAP. And then I just put whatever decor fits wherever. As you can see, not a chance with this giant bell. She still doesn't have a home yet. I think it's just going to be one that floats around in the garage for a bit. But my mini one did fit in here, so that was nice. And I was thinking momentarily what else I had in this because I bought a really big container specifically for certain decor and yet I couldn't even remember what needed to go in here. So it ended up just being whatever fit. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm sure I had one piece of the Christmas tree in here because we bought one that was bigger than our old one and she just could not get back in the box no matter how hard I tried. But I since bought a Christmas tree bag, actually 2 of them, and so I don't have that problem anymore. But actually I was able to fit all my other decor in there, which has made it so much better because I had quite a few things loose in the garage, and so I still feel like I'm missing some pieces, but I'm sure when I declutter, that was declutter, by the way. If you didn't hear that little whisper word, I'll find all my old pieces again. I am being fairly dramatic on that. I feel like it was only a handful of things that I couldn't find in the buckets. Anyway, was that about 4 buckets that went out? That's a lot of stuff. Do you guys go all out? I feel like I don't even have that much stuff. Like I have a lot of stuff for this size house, but if we moved into a bigger home, it would look like nothing. So I'm ready for that challenge, by the way. Absolutely. I cannot wait to be able to like decorate my house even more. But I will tell you the hero piece of this year, besides that giant bell, were these Christmas tree bags. I was able to put both trees into each bag and had so much space left over in there. So I highly recommend checking Alfresco Emporium for a Christmas tree bag if you're in need of one. But the next video is about to start, so I will see you then. Come and join me as I spend the next 30 minutes trying to organize my home from absolute chaos to calm. Despite being a Gen Z, I do sometimes have trouble with technology. I honestly think it was the whole upside down thing. I just could not get it. So you can see me struggling. It was taking way too long to set a timer. I decided I would go here because often my bedroom is like the most neglected place because I clean everything else and I have a list of priorities of what I think should be done. Surprise, surprise, I'm down the bottom. And that's not a woe is me, oh, I put everyone else first. No, I just think, oh my god, if someone came to my house and walked through the front door, they would think I don't do anything, despite being at home almost 5 days a week. The bedroom, I can be like, no, honey, that's off bounds, don't ever go in there. I can put up with a little mess for so long in my own space, but yeah, everything else, I'm like, no, that's got to be done right now. So to some, this might seem like a horrific mess. To me, this is just another Tuesday. No, I am kidding. Like, this is probably 2 days worth of mess, and it's just clothes, as you can see, and a messy bed. I'm one of those people that does not make their bed before they start the day. Horrific, I know, but I think it's just the ADHD brain. As soon as I'm up, my brain is like 100 kilometers a minute. Honestly, like it is moving so fast. So the last thing I remember to do is make my bed, especially when I've got 2 little ones who are like asking for breakfast, asking for a toy, asking for the TV on the second my eyelids open. So but yeah, I'm definitely not remembering to do the bed. Also, I feel like it's ingrained in me now. Like it is like the 10th commandment at this point. I feel like I'm too far gone in life to learn to make my bed. But I am going to do a bit of a hook turn here because let's talk about this situation. The TV, the clothes, the second cupboard that is happening here. I am over it. I'm done. It hit me like an epiphany the other day. And I was like, why do I still have this TV in here? I could count the amount of times that I've used it in the last 2 years. And that would be, oh gosh, Zero. We haven't used it in so long and it's annoying me. It literally just collects dust and it collects my husband's clothes because he's got nowhere else to put his stuff. And so I think we're going to do a bit of a spruce up and just get rid of the TV situation and make some sort of little space for my husband elsewhere to put the clothes that he wants to rewear. We are rewearers in this house. I know some people find that disgusting, but with the amount of time that I spend dealing with the washing, one wear is not enough. Anyway, he needs a space to hang that up and it's not gonna be on my TV any longer. It's like I'm constantly dealing with clothes and I just am sick of it. So we're going to take action at some point. I'm not sure what we'll do there instead. Maybe some cute decor or a vase or a lamp or something. But we'll spruce it up a little bit and I'm excited for it. We need a little bit of fresh change around here. Anyway, I've completely bypassed my daughter's room. As you can see, it wasn't anything too grandiose, but I am wondering, do you have your Christmas stuff up yet? Because I am almost there. I do have 2 trees. I had the energy for one. I still haven't got the second one up. I definitely need to get that done because we're at the 3rd of December. And at this point, I mean, how many days is there really left? Like 22? 22 days? Am I going to have another tree up for 22 days? I don't know, but we are hosting Christmas this year. So I kind of feel like I need to have the second tree up just for the extra vibes. So something I'm going to tackle. What's your number? Like, where do you stop at Christmas trees? Because I kind of like seeded the idea for my husband for a 3rd one. I know, insane. Absolutely insane. Kind of went in joking with him about it. And being like, oh, we could put one more outside or something like that. And then he actually was like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. It's not going to happen, I don't think. I don't have the energy to do that many Christmas trees. But let me know if you're a 1 Christmas tree household or if you have multiple. I'm not going to miss out on the bathroom because we completely flew by my daughter's room without even a drop of what was going on. So this is my relatively small, outdated bathroom and she's a little bit of a pain in the booty because we only have like the tiniest bit of bench space in here, and as you can tell, it immediately piles up and literally vertical because that's the only way things can go. So it is overflowing constantly. Like you put a toothbrush down and the toothpaste down and it looks cluttered. We're just working with what we've got at the moment, and honestly it just forces me to clean this space more often because I can't stand, much like when I say I don't like going to bed in a messy bedroom, the same with having a shower when the bathroom is a mess. Like, does not de-stress me at all. So I make sure to give it a little tidy every now and then. And usually that takes me no time at all because it's the washing and it likes to overflow. We somehow have mountains of it. I know I said we were rewearers and we are. Except for the kids. The kids change their clothes every single day because I feel like they're a little more grubby than we are. Somehow it is still overflowing and I don't know how, honestly. Anyway, it doesn't matter too much because like, how long did it take me? A couple minutes to get done. So we are just about to move on to the living room, and I will say it's not too crazy today. It is just the couch, which is in desperate need of a wash. But I am on strike at the moment because we are hosting Christmas at the end of the year, like I said. And I am not going to do it twice in 1 month, girl. It is a 2-person job. And it's really only the arms that are in need of a clean. As you can see, they're pretty grotty, so I just try to keep my blinders on if I'm sitting down there, because I don't have that long till we host the party, which I am actually so excited to do. We haven't done it in quite a few years, just for different reasons. Different things came up and just we passed it on to someone else to do. But this year is our year and we are going all out. We're going to do sort of a sit down dinner situation. Normally it's just sort of you get your food and hang out. I wanted to make it a little more, I don't want to say classy, but a little more formal, and we'll have like the dinner plates set up. I finally bought the dinner plates I've always wanted from Freedom. They're so cute, and we'll have some candles in the middle with some foliage. It's gonna be really cute, just something different for what we normally do. So we have a tentative menu so far. I think hubby wants to do some beef ribs in his smoker, some pork belly, prawns, because you know Aussie Christmas is not Aussie Christmas without prawns, oysters, sashimi. We were going to do some things for the kids. He's going to work that out. I am not touching mains at all. And then we're doing some sides like little baguette slices with burrata, tomato, basil, and a balsamic glaze. So something a little nice for canapes / sides. And then I think he wants to do something with the salmon as well. I mean, it does sound like it's set, but it's not. Like, we've got to actually write it down and have a look at it, and maybe that's just our ADHD brains, but yeah, I need to see it on paper to know what we're doing. Now, I'm supposed to be in charge of desserts, but I have maybe a handful of ideas for it, and I mean, suggestions are always welcome. So far I've got like a chocolate bark situation. My kids begged me for candy canes, and of course those didn't go over very well because they're not into mint things. Neither am I. I'm allergic to it. So I'm going to use that in the bark as one way to get rid of these box of like 50 candy canes that we now have. Yeah, that's one thing I'm going to do. I was also thinking of doing gingerbread cookies because it's Christmas. And then maybe a cheesecake. I feel like cheesecake would be nice. And a handful of things for the kids as well, because I know this is really more like an adult menu. So make sure to cover them and make sure no one's complaining that there's not food for everyone. Anyway, moving on from that, I am enjoying the fact that I'm moving at a glacial pace here. I know there's a timer, but that does not instill any fear or necessary hurry at all. I'm moving so slow, so sometimes these timers work for me and sometimes they don't, and today was one of those days. The Christmas tree, wow, we just completely turned here, but the Christmas tree has gone up in here. I am excited for it. I wasn't sure if we would get around to doing it this year because I did take it down in March. Yeah, you heard me right, March. There was a lot of things going on at the start of the year and I was just not prepared to do it. And half of the problem is I didn't have a Christmas tree bag, and the boxes should have been thrown out for the Christmas trees maybe 3 years ago. They're like held together literally by sticky tape. That's the only reason they're still working. But this year I am determined to get myself a Christmas tree bag. I think I'm gonna get it from Alfresco Emporium because I saw the David Jones ones and they are so nice, but they're also like $60 and it's one size. Whereas Alfresco Emporium, you can get a few different sizes and they're big one is less expensive. But anyway, I feel like we've talked about Christmas ad nauseum in this video, and I do have a decorating video coming up, so let's just stop here while it's doing our head in. So anyway, we've moved on to the kitchen. I only gave myself 9 minutes in here, which I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but most of the mess is just clean dishes in the background. Just is the way it is in my kitchen at the moment. But I'm sure, like Faith Hill said, there will come a day when I have a house that has it that works. Pretty sure those aren't the original lyrics, but we're working with what we've got. I do have a grocery situation going on here on the bench. I'm a click and collect kind of person, so it does make my life a little bit easier, but I do often end up with things that I just don't put away on the bench for some time. Yeah, usually it's the pantry stuff because obviously it's summer now, so the cold stuff can't stay out, not even for a little bit, not even for 10-15 minutes. Actually, speaking of summer, tomorrow is supposed to be the first 40-degree day of summer, so I'm bracing myself for that. Sounds disgusting if you ask me. And I would normally like sneak off to the movies with the kids just to stay cool during the hottest part of the day. day, but they have actually seen the only kids movie that's on at the moment. It's Zootopia 2, and they absolutely loved it. I wanted to go see it with them, but I wasn't feeling too great that day, so I didn't end up going. But maybe we could just go again. Is that like a waste of money? I don't know. You tell me if you go and see a movie twice at the cinemas. Cinemas? Did I just say that? Oh god, it's been a long day, okay? The heat is scrambling my brain. I recently got a new camera thanks to hubby. It was my Christmas present. I'm very excited because it does better wide angle shots. So I'm not going to disappear as much as I do in this video anymore, which is exciting and is better quality than my phone because honey, she's on the fritz. Like I am putting her through her paces right now. So an upgrade was definitely needed. I was losing a lot of the videos to like the daily stuff that I take, like pictures and whatnot with my kids. And I was like, this is just, I need to streamline this process ASAP. And apparently he had already had that in mind to get me for Christmas, which I was like, oh, so sweet. It's exactly what I needed. And yeah, I'm so excited. I've been like playing around with it in Chef's Kiss. That'll be so fun, and I hope you enjoy like the newer improved version of this channel. And actually it's all thanks to hubby. Honestly, he has been like the spearhead, is that what it is? The driving force basically for getting me some new stuff, because I'm like, no, this will work. Like I was like this with the laptop. I was like, oh, you should return that. Like that's a lot of money. I don't want to spend that. But he bought me a laptop and a new camera for it over time. And so I'm always grateful for his support. He loves what I do. He likes that I enjoy it. So quick, get the vom bucket. I'm just kidding. I've been wriggling around a bit too much. I can hear it in the background. So I do apologize for that. I'm just feeling a little hot over here. It's a bit much. Anyway, we're pretty much done. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Get excited. It's Christmas related. Hello, as you can see, we have had a bit of an insane week. We have had birthdays, we have had events after events after events, and we have had Christmas shopping. So all of that combined has just made my house unrecognizable, and I've decided that I needed to spend the entire day just doing a solid clean to feel like I'm getting back on top of things. So as I was saying, we have had so many events. You can see the balloons in the background. That's a mix of my husband going to a retirement party, which I didn't realize he was at the phase where he was going to them. And then we had my kid's birthday, so there's lots of streamers, a lot of confetti, and a lot of balloons on the floor. I don't know what I was thinking when I poured all that confetti on the ground. I just wanted to make it fun and special for them, but also like, how long did it take me to clean up? Like, come on. I do try to make their day as special as possible, and this year in particular we did go all out. So we decorated with all the things that I had just said, but I also put streamers over their doors, so if you see that hanging around, that's what was going on. And my son's birthday fell on a weekday, so we didn't get to celebrate it on the actual day. So I just felt like a nice way to make him happy before we're like, okay, you gotta go to school on your birthday. Sorry, because it kind of sucks. Yeah, anyway, he did enjoy that. And then we did our usual, you pick the restaurant kind of thing for on the weekend. And that's always fun because I love seeing what their favorite restaurant is, like where they desperately want to go. Because sometimes I think we go to places and they don't care at all, but then they're like, no, that's my favorite place, or I want this particular dish. So I love doing that with them. But my house, yeah. So yeah, this is basically what it is looking like because everything falls to the wayside. But anyway, you can see in the corner just the tiniest little slither of my Christmas tree. She is up. She's gorgeous. Okay. It's my favorite one. Don't tell the other one because we've had that one longer than this one. But I wanted a different style and I wanted a second tree because I was desperate for one. And it's my favorite. It is from Maya. It's kind of like a replica Balsam Hill because I cannot afford Balsam Hill prices, right? Those are insane and I'm just not at that level yet, even though they are absolutely stunning. So we go for the Maya. I think they're about half the price of a Balsam Hill and they still look pretty good, I would say. I'm happy with it. We have 2 Maya Christmas trees and I would say definitely worth that little extra money compared to like your low budget ones. But continuing on the Christmas train, this is my Target advent calendar. I purchased it literally the year before they got rid of the Target home decor. So very glad I did purchase this, but I did fill it up with this mega container of Cadbury's. I was only putting in a couple at a time because it does get so hot here. Like I'm talking 35, 40 degree days. And so they obviously turn to a puddle in there and I usually only do it the day or 2 before, or if I know we've got some good weather for a bit. But sometimes I feel like it's a little overboard because I do purchase them like the chocolate calendars and then I sometimes purchase them like the little toy ones if they go on sale through the start of December. So they do end up with a lot of stuff and let me tell you, they do not forget, okay? Mama be forgetting more than they do. So I don't know, I might need to cut back on how many calendars I do. I think I'll just stick to the linen one next year. I say that, but I absolutely will purchase them a chocolate one. You are about to see my husband walk in and be quite the jokester because he was outside. Yeah, there he is. He was outside and he was chopping out a log for me with a chainsaw because we have been trying to redo this garden bed and this one stump has been taking us out, okay? She's been a pain in the booty. So he was using the chainsaw to try and get it out and it's almost there, right? We're almost there. Anyway, he came in and he was like, ow, 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 ow. Oh, I cut myself with, like, he was really playing it on. And he is quite the jokester. He is known to be a jokester. And so I just don't react. Like, I don't react anymore to it. And I partly felt bad because I didn't say anything straight away. And I was like, oh my God, what if he did? But then, of course, as you saw, he was just putting it on. That's the kind of man I live with. Anyway, switching gears, I did get caught up on that cupboard. I was dying. I was like, how the heck did I get stuck on this door handle? And they're tiny. How? Anyway, who knows? Maybe I got a big booty. Enough said, basically. Anyway, so I am using my new camera feature. Not sure about it because I am getting a bit motion sick. But you tell me whether you like that or not. I think I have to slow the speed down on how much the camera is moving so that it pans around a bit more smooth, because right now it kind of feels like we're in some kind of sports game and the cameraman's just trying to keep up. So I'll have to tweak it a little bit. It has been all fun and games trying to work this thing out. I'm not great with technology despite being a Gen Z. You would think I know better, but I don't. I kind of suck with it. Anyway, I was kind of on a roll to try and get as much as I could get done because I wanted to get that tree up and it was like halfway through December at this point. So time was a ticking and at some point it does become obsolete if I left it any longer, and I wasn't going to do that this year. And I was saying, I'm coming back for you, baby. I'm coming back. We will get there. But let me know, did you end up getting all your Christmas stuff done in time? We set an unprecedented record in this household. We were finished a week early. I could not believe it. We are like normally 24th of December scrambling for the last few presents kind of people. So this time, not so much. And it was so nice. We went to the shops on the 24th, which I thought was insane. But we just went there and we were browsing. We were like, look at all these suckers waiting in line for their prawns. Not us, babe. Not us. Side note, this is the writing that I did on the mirror for my son. I just used these chalk pens that I got from Officeworks, I think it was, and just it wipes off so easily. And he was so stoked about it. He was like, oh my gosh, you wrote on the mirror, mum? Like as if that was the craziest thing I've ever done. They did get a hold of them a couple times, so we did have some drawing on windows and mirrors, but that was totally my fault. I kind of knew it was going to happen if I didn't put the pens away quick enough, and I did not. I mean, come on, welcome to my ADHD world. There's always an internal list of things going on in my brain that I never get to. Now, back to the whole prawn situation. It is a massive Aussie tradition to have prawns on Christmas Day. We have them cooked and just sitting out on a bucket of ice usually, and just peel them and have either Thousand Island dressing or tartar sauce. We keep it very simple around here. It's how my family always did it. It's how his family does it. So we just keep the tradition going. But now the lines at the fishmongers are insane, you guys. Insane. We went there on the 24th and the line, I'm not joking, was 2 hours long. I think at least 2 hours long. That's how many people were waiting just to get served, which seems insane. We're very lucky because we hosted Christmas this year, so my sister-in-law sorted it out. Normally we just order off Monetta's seafood because why not have it delivered and skip all of that line, because that's kind of crazy. So she dealt with it. She was really good. Apparently ordered it a couple days earlier and just had to pick it up that morning in the picking up line. Oh my god, that is not for us. Ugh, yuck. But it is what it is. Can't miss that quintessential Australian tradition.
Every moment tonight, they led me to you. Every single time you look at me, I lose it too. Why don't you come sit next to me? Let things happen naturally, like it used to be. I don't wanna go and waste another day, mess it up again, lost in my way. I'll be the one to have the highest price to pay. If I make it home tonight, may I hold you one last time? Let me hold you one last time. What if it's too late for me now? What if you gone to someone else, so we can never be the same? How can I make up for my sins? Now I'm lonely and it kills me. Can you hear me, babe? I'm lonely. I know you don't wanna talk, but just pick up the phone. We could go for a walk, talk about the things we know. Why don't you come sit next to me? Let things happen naturally, like it used to be. I don't wanna go and waste another day, mess it up again, lost in my way. I'll be the one to have the highest price to pay. If I make it home tonight, may I hold you one last time? Let me hold you one last time. What if it's too late for me now? What if you gone to someone else, so we can never be the same? How can I make up for my sins? Now I'm lonely and it kills me.
Oh my god, my hair is insane. Hopefully the audio is good. I've never used this thing before. This mic situation is not for me. Yeah. Anyway, not my thing, but I don't know what the audio is like on just the camera. We're already rambling. I thought it would be fun to do something Christmassy because I used to love doing Vlogmas. Since this is now a cleaning channel, I don't do Vlogmas anymore. Cry me a river, right? So I thought we could do some fun things. I do have to put the Christmas tree up that belongs in this room, and I thought we could also go through some of the stuff that I got for my kids for Christmas, because I have been struggling, to be honest. They've reached an age where the wooden toys are no longer age appropriate, and it seems everything in their age is junk and crap. So if you have any ideas, that would be fantastic. So first things first, I've done sort of 2 hauls. I went to Target. Or should I just get into it? I'm rambling already. This is why I don't vlog anymore. For my daughter, she's been obsessed with bloody Yummyland, every other word that comes out of her mouth. So we got this. It's I don't even know, like a nail kit. That was $22, and then the mini one, they had like a mini lip gloss set. That was also $22. So I just got the bigger thing. More is more. I got this for my son. It's $10. He loves Transformers, so that will go to the ever-growing collection. I got this for my husband. He definitely doesn't know he's getting that. And he needs a new one because the one he bought, I swear it smells like BO. I mean, I could be insane, but I swear it smells like BO. I also got him 2 pairs of shorts. He already took one of them. I got him a second pair of shorts because he needs around the house shorts. He wears his really nice like linen ones around the house, and at $80 a pair, honey, no thank you. So I got him this cream pair and a brown pair. And then this is the big box I ordered from Big W. And honestly, I just put a whole lot of crap inside the shopping cart and then checked out. I didn't even go over it at all. Not this year, I don't care. We're also hosting Christmas this year, so I think that's why I'm just feeling a little bit... This came from the ACT, which is wild. Why not from my local? I'll never know. This also was from Big W. Let's do this one first. So I went in because I realized I had ordered mostly for my daughter and hardly anything for my son. I told you I didn't check that cart when I checked out. So for my son, I just picked up a few random things. I got him this puzzle. I feel like it's a little babyish. I feel like it's below his skill level. It's just like a 3-in-1 bluey puzzle set. I got them an art book each just because they need one of these, and some stickers because they love doing craft. It's like their favorite thing to do. I also got him one of these paint sets because I got my daughter one as well. And then she got a Frozen art book. Right, for my son, I purchased this. It said it was, I don't know, $30 off. It's a Switch game and I'm kind of thinking I'm gonna return it. The reviews aren't great. They're like 1 star. So I don't know. Anyway, so for my son to go with like his art set, he's also getting a new set of crayons. We have like the regular crayon that's not in one of these twisty things, but they're crap. They break every 2 seconds. So Mama actually spent some coin on that this time. And then I thought for something different for him, I'd get this diamond. Is it diamond art? Melty beads. So I'm hoping this gives him something to do. I got one of these for each of them. Stocking stuffer. We love a good stocking stuffer, as well as Play-Doh. This might be a really dumb idea, but I bought this for my son to build to give to my daughter to play with, or like for them to like share play, because he got the other bluey set for his birthday. The house, it was like the 300 piece one, and he built it and was really proud of himself because he did it all by himself. But my daughter loves to also play with it, and it was upsetting him greatly because it was a masterpiece to him. So anyway, I know you're shaking your heads right now because this is probably a dumb idea, but I got these. These are the scratch arts. If you go into their craft section, that's where these are, and they just use the little stick to scratch it off. But I'm going to give these to my nephews because the kids already got one each for their birthday. But if you go into the book section, they have the nicer ones, like the licensed stuff. Okay, for my daughter, I saw this in store. Wow, it's not ripped up like all the other ones. She has this game on my phone, and it's like dressing up it's like called Makeup Games, and it's basically just dressing up this character for her wedding day. And so you do the hair, the nails, everything, and she's obsessed with playing this game. So I thought maybe something like this she would be excited to do, because it's sort of similar where you can dress up the girls and put them in whatever scene it is. We also got a paint your own Elsa. There's this fizzy kaleidoscope. My god, this fizzy bubbling watercolor set. I'm just looking for stuff to keep them off of devices because we have limited device time to just weekends for the iPad. And so yeah, I'm trying to give them a lot of things to do. Okay, I did forget that I put this in the cart, and it was like $30 for her. It said it was $40 off, but then when I looked up the retail price at all the other stores, it was the same price. So I feel like they did like a sneaky Black Friday situation where they lied to me about it. But this Barbie pop-up reveal thing, I think she's gonna go psychotic for it, honestly. I think she will. And then this, I think, is the one thing I bought for myself. A new cream, whoop-de-doo. I'm gonna have a quick play around with it. I need to see who's got the most and who I need to buy for. I feel like they're gonna walk in any minute now. Okay, it's become clear that I definitely need a few things. I need like a handful more stuff. It's not as much as I originally thought it was, even though my bank account says it's a lot. So a few more things like the chocolate coins, bath bombs. I want to get him a few more STEM stuff. So really, all he's got is that. It's not as much as I thought. So maybe a handful of things each and make sure it's like evened out.
We watch the sun go down over the same old town, like so many times before. We look at the same old stars, battle the same old wars, like so many times before. And I know that we're not perfect, but I'm gonna miss all that we had. Yeah, I know that we're not perfect, but I need this night for the last time. Stay, stay. No, you're gone in the morning, but I'll be okay if you stay, stay. No, you're gone in the morning, but I'll be okay if you stay. If you stay. No, you're gone in the morning, but I'll be okay. We were never meant to last, but all the fun times we had, I'll never forget. We will always share a bond, no matter what, 'cause you have a piece of my heart. And I know that we're not perfect, but I'm gonna miss all that we had. Yeah, I know that we're not perfect, but I need this night for the last time. Stay, stay. No, you're gone in the morning, but I'll be okay if you stay, stay. No, you're gone in the morning, but I'll be okay if you stay, stay. If you stay, if you stay, if you stay. No, you're gone in the morning, but I'll be okay till the sun goes up, yeah. For a little moment, just hold me closer. I'll be okay till the sun goes up, yeah. For a little moment, just hold me closer. I'll be okay. We watch the sun go down over the same old town. Stay, stay. No, you're gone in the morning, but I'll be okay if you stay, stay. No, you're gone in the morning, but I'll be okay if you stay, if you stay, if you stay, if you stay. No, you're gone in the morning, but I'll be okay.
So I ended up finishing off the kids' stockings and the presents under the tree, and I was actually happy with how it turned out. I probably got a little too much. I like went overboard. I at first thought I didn't have enough, and then just it completely swung the other way and I got too much. And normally I don't do that. I'm usually quite intentional with what I buy because I just don't think kids need tons and tons of junk on Christmas Day. So yeah, I did kind of just blank out when I was at the shops, and I was like, oh, they're like this, add this, add this. But it was just like a lot of small things. Like I got my son some of those funky scissors where you cut and it cuts different shapes. And I got him lots of craft stuff. I got him a make do. It's like a kid safe saw, so he can cut things out of cardboard, and he has been obsessed with that. My kids got a ton of bath bombs from Lush. Husband went a little wild on that, so they're going to be having really fun baths for a long time. And yes, I did accidentally over order on the Coke Zero because something happened on the computer when I ordered, and it either doubled or tripled my order. So when they brought out the groceries to me and I was helping pack them in the car, I thought, oh my my word, are you sure these are actually mine? Because I don't remember, like I never ordered this kind of amount. I was like, well, hopefully this will last us a decent amount of time. And then just behind the Cokes, we have all the tissue paper from my new, very designer, very cute dinnerware, servingware from Freedom. It's from the Haven series. I love it. It's gorgeous. We did purchase it just for the Christmas dinner and we did really need it. Like we're at the point where all our plates are mismatched and all our bowls are like, oh my God, like this is what I'm going to serve people food in? No, thank you. So it was a much needed purchase. But as you can see, it's kind of just been sitting on my bench for some time because I have the luxury of having 1,000 cupboards in my kitchen, but I also spread out all my stuff instead of trying to be more space saving. So it was definitely a bit of a struggle trying to find where this new stuff was going to go. We also, as you can see, have some of our golden honey there on the bench. We've harvested probably about 30 kilos or so, just a guess, because we have had so many boxes of jars going out. It's hard to keep up, but yeah, it's like liquid gold and it's the most delicious thing I've ever had. It's so sweet compared to what you can get in the shops. I think it's yellow box honey. I think yellow box is pretty standard for in Australia, but I think that's what it tastes like. So we're very happy to be back into the honey season and everyone's been asking for it, so that's always nice. And hubby wants to do a stall on the side of the road. I said, look, that's your venture, that is not mine. I'm like, if like let your heart do what your heart wants to do, but I have no desire in summer to be out there on the asphalt while it's boiling hot trying to sell honey. Like, no thank you. So I don't know if he'll end up doing it because like you'd need a lot to be doing that, and we currently have maybe 2 to 3 boxes of surplus, which is about, I think, 7 kilos a box. So about 20 kilos available, and that's just not enough to be out there for a couple hours selling because I feel like it would go pretty quick. I mean, fingers crossed, that would be nice. So, yeah, I don't know what we'll do. We'll have to see closer to winter how much we have available to sell and how much we have for myself, because obviously we don't want to sell all of the stuff that we want for ourselves, because I did end up purchasing 1 bottle of store honey before our honey was ready and I was like, I don't really want to do that. Got to make sure I prioritize our own family, otherwise what's the point in having bees and doing all of this. Yeah, we have had so much, and we got a bit of a slow start because the bees were just trying to recover from Varroa and from the whole winter thing. It's, if you have bees, you'll understand what it's like. We should get maybe 2 more months of honey and I'll let you know how much we end up getting over the entire season. Hello, in today's video we are prepping for Christmas dinner. I did put my hand up to host this year, and so that does mean an entire top to bottom deep clean of my home, because I am fully expecting my guests to be looking at my floorboards and at my skirting boards and giving me a review on it. So let's get straight into it because we have a whole house to clean. Now we're starting off in my dining room. I think this video is on a bit of a tilt, okay? Anyway, this is me after a few drinks on Christmas Day. I'm just kidding. I had plans to clean this up completely because, as you can see, these shelves have basically become the land of the dilapidated. Most of the plants are deceased or have been moved elsewhere, and so they were just in need of a reset. And to be honest, I'm just about ready to take these shelves off the wall. I know I kept saying that I was going to do a dining room makeover. Maybe one day, maybe I'll get there, but I can't stand seeing these shelves anymore. And so I think I'm just going to take them off before I even do the makeover, because my style has just changed and I feel like it doesn't suit what I'm going for, doesn't suit my, I don't know, aesthetic. It feels so weird saying that, but yeah, so I'm more than ready to see these go. To be honest, I'll say that now, but in 4-5 months, maybe even 2027, they'll still be up. Anyway, I needed to make sure that this room was the cleanest because I knew this was where we were going to be spending most of our time. And considering we have so many guests, I think 12 is the number, like all of his family, all of their kids, etc., etc. So it's quite a few people, and I just wanted it as tidy as possible. I also had plans to decorate the table that we were sitting on, but as you can see, it's only a 6-seater table. So that clearly doesn't fit most of us, especially with all the little kids and stuff. So let me know what you do. Do you have a big family and do you just end up buying a big table? Like right now, we do not have the space for that. And it's just not at all possible. But eventually, I feel like I'd just like to get a large table, because my family is quite large as well. Probably 15 people. Yeah, probably 15 people at the moment. Not many kids either. So do I get like one last supper kind of table, or do I just get a smaller table, say 8 or 10 seater, and then just have a second table available? I feel like that would be more the thing, because I'm not sure that there's many places that could hold a table big enough for everyone. Also, we don't host a lot of events. We are quite introverted people. Actually, my husband used to be a lot more extroverted, and then he married me and we just became very introverted people. So we're not like the typical Filipino having parties all the time kind of people. I mean, I'm not Filipino, but yeah, you get it. The sentiment's the same. Look at me. I was really hitting all the little random spots. Like, who's actually going to look at that? But to me, it mattered. And honestly, I don't ever do that little corner part of the doorway ever. And when I looked at it, I was like, oh, that's pretty bad. That needs my attention right now. But you did just see in that clip that I have been re-loving that little fine nozzle part that goes on the vacuum. I noticed that every little corner bit around my house just needed to get a vacuum. Like, it had dust, it had like little bits of whatever you want to call it stuck in there. And I vacuum regularly, well, as regularly as this crappy old vacuum can handle, and I noticed that it doesn't get in there. And when I use that little nozzle piece, actually I think it was in the previous video, for one little part of the bathroom, I realized how much that got up, and I was like, oh my god. And then I just kind of got obsessive, like all ADHDers do, and have gone around the entirety of my house doing that exact thing. So it's just a little hack if you feel like you need to get it done. I feel like we are swerving though. So I cleaned off the top of this cupboard because I had a vision that I was going to fill that pot with some baby's breath and then fill the fruit bowl with lemons. It was going to be overflowing with lemons. In the end, hubby did buy 3 to 4 bags like I asked of the lemons. It was definitely wasn't that movie with Jennifer Aniston and what's his name, where they have that big fight over lemons. Do you know what I'm talking about? You have to know it. It's like the most realistic fight in a movie. But they were just small lemons, so they didn't quite hold up. So I had to do the paper in the bottom trick and fill it up with the lemons and then the oranges. And I know what you're thinking. It's extra. It's over the top, Victoria. It's unnecessary. Why are you doing this? Who knows? I don't know. I like to be over the top. I really love to like make things beautiful. You know, you only live life once. And why not do that little bit extra? Why not go all out? That made me happy. That was something that I was genuinely so happy that I did. And it just, I don't know, elevates it. And let me tell you, Pinterest is not the only place that gets to have beautiful things, okay? Mind you, I'm not very good at like decorating and putting those kinds of things together. So usually I steal their ideas.
Drive. Do you know I'm looking? And I can't help but smile. Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on, I put my feet up, and we just sing along. And I can't help but feeling, just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I watch you as you this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I watch you as you drive. Do you know I'm looking?
I don't think I have done the top of my ceiling in so long, and so I just took the vacuum out and was like, let's get all these cobwebs and vacuum whatever else is up there. As you can see, I didn't get all of it. I don't know what those brown things are. It's probably just some kind of bug or something that's stuck up there. So I have to give it a proper clean later. But oh my god, I always forget to do the ceilings. Honey, that is not on my priority list. So I don't know why I make it on my priority list when someone comes over. But this was on my priority list, the silicone shower thing, because I had recently ordered that from Kmart. Because if you have watched my videos for any length of time, you know the bottom of this shower looks like Toys R Us. Combined with the shampoo aisle of Woolworths, it's a lot of chaos down there. And I am desperate to find some kind of organization in here. And this was $12. And I don't know how, but it's just silicone and it stuck itself to the wall. But there's no glue, there's nothing. It's just stuck on there. It's like magic. Anyway, so now my husband has a shaving mirror. And as you saw, I put it in the best spot possible. Hold on, I'm gonna sneeze. Clearly the best spot for him. When he was shaving, I was like, oh yeah, that's not working at all. He's like leaning halfway over, almost 90 degrees. And then the other part was just somewhere to put his shaving stuff, his toothbrush, his whatever else. Random little bits and pieces that I don't want floating around. Like, we're the worst. We cut our nails in the shower. I don't know if anyone else does that, but it's like when your nails are nice and soft. Anyway, totally a tidbit you did not need to know. So all of that can go up there, and it does have holes in the bottom of the tray so that it doesn't, like, obviously catch water. But so far so good. It is still stuck to my wall. I had my doubts. I didn't think it was going to stay there, but we have put other things in there and it's looking great. So that's one thing down. I definitely want to add some more things in there because the organization is just out the window when it comes to this. I'm going to go back to the party for a second because I had planned to talk about it this entire video and then I've just gotten so distracted. But let's talk about the menu because the menu was more organized than my shower, I guess. My husband was in charge of he wanted to do canapes and make it really, really bougie. So he was in charge of that. He did a couple of different things like banh mi. He did a 1,000-layer French fry or something. It's very fancy, very over the top. But you know what? No complaints here. I was eating it. Then he did something with caviar on top. I can't even tell you what half of it was, to be honest. Honestly, I wasn't paying that much attention because I was kind of just stressed out with everything else that was going on. So I have inserted a video for you to see. And I think he also did pate, some kind of pate with air fry wrap chips, if you know what I mean. You have no idea. Doesn't that look delish? Of course, the staple prawn and oysters. I told you, it's a thing. Yeah, so everyone ate it, and I mean everyone loved it, so that was fantastic. And we sat down at the table that I made up. You'll see later on that I did the whole thing. I styled it so nicely, and I felt so bad because some of the parents were rotating between sitting at the table and then sitting down at our coffee table because that's where the kids were. I think I need to invest in a kids table I don't know why I've never done that, but I think that's something on my list to do because I feel horrible. Like, have a seat, not just on my floor. And I don't know if you've ever perused preschoolequipment.com.au, but they have some gorgeous tables, okay? And I do need them in my life. They're so cute and be great for activities if I ever plan them. But going back to the party, we had the food probably ready maybe 15 minutes after everyone arrived, which is so nice because I'm hungry. Like, I wanted to eat, okay? I've been around that food all day. I was starved. Anyway, so glad that we had that out so soon for people because, you know, with little kids, it's hard when it starts to get stressful and they're tired and everyone just needs to eat and then like open the prezzies and go, that kind of thing. So we did sit and eat and then, you know, straight into the presents. The poor kids were waiting. They were so good about it. So we ended up doing that after dinner and I think they then ventured off and did a honey harvest and I quickly made my dessert. I ended up just doing some gingerbread biscuits, some chocolate bark or chocolate crack, and then, an apple crumble. I love my Donna Hay apple crumble. Everyone says that they love that thing, okay? Highly worth it. It is a delicious recipe. It literally takes you maybe 15 minutes to prepare. It's so quick, and my sister-in-law was like, oh my god, that smells amazing while it was cooking. Like, she was the one that was like in love with it, so I'm so glad that it went down such a treat. And it's hard to like pick food for this group because they're not really big into sweets, so it's like just trying to find something simple that they'll eat, and of course served with cold ice cream because match made in heaven.
Baby, now we're strangers, just two people in a crowded room. I don't even know your name yet, but I know I'm gonna fall for you. Walking over to you with a drink in my hand, they say I
You may have noticed we finally got some new Christmas stockings, and you guys, this has been in the making for years. I have had so many styles that I've liked and I've just never committed to buying, but this was the year. I found some at David Jones. I originally actually saw them online. They're the boucle, is that how you say it? Oh god, don't sue me for that. They're the boucle style. It was like from their coastal collection, and I originally didn't like it online. I just wasn't for me. And then I was in store and I was like, oh, these are cute. And I thought if I didn't do it now, it was never going to happen. We had the other ones from Kate for 3, maybe 4 years. And to be honest, they were just on the small side and I really couldn't fill it with all the kind of stocking stuffers I wanted to fill it with. And I've just put up with it. Like, I just really have. But this year I was like, I am committed, because I hadn't purchased that much beyond my giant bell. Did I ever post that? Did you see that in a different video? Oh my gosh, I hope you did. I bought a second giant bell, and that's all I had really bought in the way of decorations, because I didn't really fancy anything. And you know, usually I try to add 1 or 2 really nice pieces to my collection, so over the years I'll end up getting a lot of stuff that I really like. And so I just decided, I was like, no, this is the year. This is going to be the year that I finally get stockings that I like. I was actually going to get them from Henley. They have these really beautiful leather ones, henlee.co, and they are gorgeous. Okay, I was going to get one of each color and just have it like really fun. They had brown, a striped one, a sage green, all the gorgeousness, and I only didn't purchase them just because I had the convenience of it at David Jones versus online, and I'm really a sucker for not waiting. Like, I can't wait. I hate online shopping. Yeah, I did end up getting them from David Jones, and I'm very happy about it. I waited for a sale because, you know, full price ain't me. But we're up to the final part that I filmed, and thank God, because at this point my feet were in so much pain from doing all of that. So I wanted to get this done as quickly as possible because I needed to sit down. I got the tablecloth from IKEA. Have never used it, probably have owned it for 6 or so years, which is kind of crazy. How they've made it through all those declutters, I will never know. The placemats are the Onita placemats from Freedom. I don't know if you can hear that noise, that is fireworks. It is currently New Year's Eve, 9 p.m. Gosh, that must be the big finale, surely. There is something fun about ringing in the new year pretty much before everyone else. I don't know, I do love that aspect of it. But the plates are the Haven plates from Freedom as well. And we got the matching side plate. I have my beautiful black cutlery. I think that was from Victoria's Basement. We only ever use it for sit-down dinners because they do scrap over time, and I just want them to last for a while. And that's about it. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Hello, it is time to brace yourselves for some of the worst places in my home. And these are things that have been sitting in my notes app for way too long, so we're going to tackle it today. We're getting straight into the microwave because she's nasty. As you can see, this plate is brown. She was clear at one point, and I am disgusted. That is feral. Every time I heat something up, I also get like 10 other smells with it. That's not something I'm heating up. That's the warning sign that I actually need to get in there and clean it, because is disgusting, okay? I should just buy one of those microwave food covers, but I think I've got a tiny bit of trauma from them because my mum used to have one and I hated seeing how like orange the cover got over time. It just kind of grossed me out. So I don't know what's worse, having to clean out the entire microwave or just throwing out one microwave food cover. I carry a lot of these things, I feel like, from my childhood. I'm like, no way, like they are on the offensive list that I don't want to ever have. I don't want to relive those experiences. Curried sausages being one of them. I could die a happy woman never having curried sausages again. Ugh. And the same thing with apricot chicken. All nasty things. Silverside. Oh, when I saw that being plated up, let me tell you, nothing turned my stomach quicker. You might as well just eat a boot. No. Don't get me wrong, I am grateful that I was fed, okay? Like, that's the takeaway from all of this. Your girl was fed, that's all that matters. But I'm going to shut a lid on Pandora's box for a minute because take a look at this spice drawer, okay? Nothing is more insane than this right now. I went to cook something the previous night and I thought, I can't do this anymore. I cannot do this. It wouldn't even shut and there was stuff falling out everywhere. I couldn't even find what I wanted, or I'd find 3 or 4 of the same thing. It just desperately needed to be redone. And so everything had to come out because I knew there was probably a ton of turmeric on the bottom of the drawer despite me hardly ever using it. Don't ask me how, she just does her own thing. But I actually really love the organization in this drawer. It's probably my favorite thing because I did take the idea from At Home with Nikki here on YouTube, and I think she's a professional organizer, and so of course, you know, her home is immaculately organized, things only one could dream of. So the whole system is from IKEA. The useless anti-slip drawer liner, as you saw, it was all bunched up at the back. The IKEA spice, I don't know what you call it, like slots, the actual curved thing at the bottom, and then of course the IKEA spice jars. They can be a pretty penny, I won't lie. They get a little bit pricey, so if I ever see them at op shops or whatever and they're in good condition, I'll pick them up then too, because I think it's $5 for 2, which is kind of a little bit crazy. I did have to decant a few things. I have a lot of double ups too. That was the surprising thing. I think we saw later on that there's like 4 paprikas. Tell me how much I use paprika. Definitely not enough to have 4. I actually did like the Coles. I'm sorry, we just like completely swerved. Just how we run over here. I did actually like the Coles square jars. Like, actually you could just do that instead of buying the IKEA ones, which would save you a ton of money and you get the product inside of it. It's a win-win situation. So I just repurposed the ones that I had decanted into the IKEA jars and just repurposed the Coles ones for other random things so that I could fit more in there, because I realized I still have so much spices that needed to be organized, and so I just kind of was a little bit desperate and did that. But it is looking so much better. The drawer definitely needed some attention because I was looking at some of the spices and I'm pretty sure a few of them have been there since I got married, and that was a very long time ago. It's not many of them, to be honest, but there is a few in here that I'm like, oh, I should probably throw that out. They made it through one more round. Not sure if they'll survive this year's declutter or not. Hopefully not, because it's kind of disgusting. And oh, here's all the paprika that I was talking about. I'm not joking when I say I have more paprika than I'll ever need in the next few years.
I've seen those faces, I've heard all the lies, but you ain't gazing on someone in denial. 'Cause you want dollar bills right now, but you gotta work real hard. I know you want it to be easy, so let your guard down. And I said, said. See it in your mind. Trust that. Have what it takes inside. 'Cause you can make it too. If not says who. Yeah, you can make it too. If not says who. You can make it. If not says who. Yeah, you can make it too. If not says who. You can make it.
I ended up giving these drawers just a quick once over just because even though they weren't in the notes app of things I needed to do, they were also looking cluttered. Every time I tried to put some groceries in there, as you can see, we keep a little backstock in here. Not Utah mum kind of style, but just a little bit for us. The drawers weren't closing and I could never find a spot to put something in. So I was like, oh, that's definitely something I can do while I'm in this section and keep myself focused. Once I had done that, I needed to move on to the cabinets because they were one of the few things that I didn't get done in time for our Christmas dinner party. And it kind of bugged me because everyone was coming into the kitchen for food and all I could see was all the spilt sauce on the side of my white cabinets. And if you have white cabinets, you know they are not forgiving in the slightest. So every little detail was showing and I felt like all my secrets were being laid bare that day. So I was like, better late than never, let's just get it done so that if someone comes again, they will absolutely not comment on it because they won't even notice, but I will notice and I will feel better about it. So I just used my floor mop because it's so much easier than going in by hand with the little microfiber cloth. Of course it's a clean pad and I haven't mopped the floor at all, so no health code violations over here. For the solution inside the actual mop head, which by the way I got the mop head from Kmart, the solution is just my favorite brand ever, Saba Organic, and I have no real method. I literally just squeeze however much my heart feels into that bucket and then fill the rest with water. However dirty I think something is depends on how much solution it gets. I will say Saba Organic is probably top tier for me just because it is a different scent. I feel like a lot of the more organic natural companies go for eucalyptus, at least here in Australia anyway. I do love that it's a little bit different from all the others. And trust me, I have tried all the others. I've tried Wash Wild, I have tried Bossicitos, I have tried Organic Choice, all of them. I have tried all of them. This is a little off topic, but in this clip I can see my life raft for shoes situation. As you can see, the back is like hanging over quite considerably. My feet grew exponentially throughout pregnancy, and let me tell you, all my old shoes got thrown out because they didn't fit. I was a standard size 6. I am now a 7.5. Anyway, just a little tidbit you did not care for. But we are moving on to a spot that's needed my attention for some time, and this is the Lego corner. It's gotten considerably out of control considering we had Christmas and things are looking pretty bad. I think he ended up getting 5 or 6 sets of Lego for Christmas. And I was like, oh my god, this is an influx and a half. I don't know what I'm doing with all of this. So I did go to the reject shop and picked up these mesh pencil cases. You could absolutely buy them from Temu. I'm pretty sure they're cheaper on Temu. These were like $3 a piece. I don't know, I don't trust Temu quite yet. I'm not there, I'm not on board. So anyway, I was planning to just reorganize this, clean this out and sort each Lego set, the new ones, because all his old stuff has just kind of gotten mixed into one big tub and I'm like, oh, it breaks my heart that the sets aren't together anymore. And so the idea was that I would put the instruction booklets and the set into each bag and he could pick whichever set he wanted to build again and use that and try and keep it a little more organized in these little pencil cases. It didn't work out so great. He's a funny kid. He decided he wanted to do a bluey set and so he was building it, and then he told me after, he's like, Mum, I'm really sorry, but I accidentally poured the set back into the big tub of Lego and not into the pencil case. So that's what's going on for us. I mean, it's totally fine. Like, he's a young kid. I'm not expecting this to work too great. My other option is I'm gonna put them into like hard plastic tubs and just color code it, like maybe yellow, orange, red, green, blue, purple, so that he can just find the pieces of that color and build the set, because I feel like that's my next option if we can't keep the sets separated. And then I'll just keep the instruction booklets in just one pencil case. But my son is just like the sweetest person ever. He didn't have to apologize for what happened with the Lego, but he is so considerate of other people all the time that he just felt the need to apologize to me about it, because he knew that I had taken time to do that. But this goes through like all of his life, and I mean, he's a little kid, he doesn't have to be this way. Like, for example, today we went bike riding and he was probably an eyelash away from scratching up the back of someone's car, because he was going down like the tiniest decline of a hill and he was a little bit out of control, but he decided to throw himself off the bike and scratch up his knees instead of scratching up the back of someone's car. When I caught up to him, because he'd been about a meter ahead of me, he's like, "Mum, I got hurt so I didn't scratch up the back of this person's car because they wouldn't like it." And I was like, oh, he could have just done it. Like any other kid his age would have probably just hit the back of that car, but he didn't, because he was thinking about them even when that was happening. And he's always like that. He is just the sweetest boy. Our bedroom has been seriously neglected over the last few months, and as you can see, she's a disaster. I have been meaning to go through my husband's stuff and just tidy it up, because it is clearly not working for us, and hubby is just throwing stuff wherever he wants, doesn't know where anything is, you know, the same old story. I just need to get in here and mostly just clean it out and organize it. It's not necessarily time for my declutter, although that will definitely be happening at some point, because when I was going through this stuff, I was like, my goodness, we don't We don't need this crap. Like, I cannot wait to do a declutter. But for now, I was just tidying because I am a big culprit on going too far with something. Like, I'll say, oh, I'm just going to tidy this up. And then before you know it, I've decluttered it and I've cleaned it. And I spend 40 minutes doing something I hadn't planned on actually doing. So I just forced myself just to tidy everything up and put it back. I will say we are pretty bad with actually getting rid of clothes. That seems to be our one crutch that we have. I would like to say that I'm pretty good at decluttering most things, and I go through pretty much every single room every year just to get rid of the junk that we don't need. But it seems to be that clothes tend to stick around just a bit too long. I think we have been far too many sizes, and so we hold on to all those previous sizes. Not all of it, trust me. We don't hold on to all of it, but a lot of it, and I think they are long past their expiration date. So I'm going to try and be better. I always say that, but then I do find it really hard to actually like let go because I think, oh, if I ever get back to that, I do really want to wear it again. Anyway, I would much rather talk about what we did today than a clothes declutter. So let's talk about that instead. We decided to just do a spur of the moment beach day. And for us, we're trying to get better at actually going to the beach because every single year at the end of summer, we're like, oh, we should have gone to the beach. So I was like, let's do this today. We're both got the day free. Why not? So we headed to Parsley Bay, and can I just say, I am kind of in love with her, okay? I will not lie. She's like the perfect little beach. I'm not a big Bondi or Manly or Coogee kind of girl. So I had seen Parsley Bay Reserve on so many different things, but mostly like the mums where to take your kids for the holidays kind of videos. So I was like, oh, let's go do that. And she's gorgeous, okay? It's just this really small, really quiet beach. It's got this fun little walk that you can do over the bridge that goes over the water and around, because currently the car park is closed, so it means you have to kind of take the more scenic route, which is fine because I'm glad that we ended up doing that with the kids. But the water is so calm, like there's a tiny bit of waves, but it's not like, oh my god, are my kids gonna get wiped out. So peaceful. We sat there all day, and then we headed over to the little playground and got some food to eat as well at the cafe, which I mean, it has all the amenities, which is so lovely, because sometimes you just don't want to go to the beach and be like, oh, there's nowhere to get a drink of water at all. So we do like that. Also, it's not very crowded. I think I said that, like that it's quieter. It's just nice because when you've got kids and you're trying to watch out for them, or they want to like go and play in the sand a little further away, it's not like you can't see them because there's so many people. There are a few more beaches in that area that I would like to go to that are smaller. It's in Vaucluse. I don't think I actually said that, but yeah, it's in amongst the hoity-toities, you know, the fancies. You guys, he asked to have me record him so that he could look great.
Help my wife all the time.
Honestly, he's so ridiculous. I was like, why, you're moving an aircon? You want the gold star for that? But he does actually help me a bit. I just like to sass him and say that he doesn't. I decided to go in and get the tracks done in my window, in this massive window area that we have, because I knew how bad they were. And to be honest, hand over heart, I don't think I've done it in years. I know. I think I probably done it once. Isn't that insane? Because we've got these linen sheer curtains, I don't ever think about it. Like, we don't open them because we have two sets of curtains, and so one's always closed. And I will say a lot of condensation builds up during winter on these windows, and so that's why there's a lot of like dirt and moisture. And I hate to say it, but it's probably actually mold. Yeah, a lot of that just builds up, and I forget about it because it's there, and you know, mum life, a million things. This is definitely one of them on the back burner. I saw it like maybe, I want to say 2 weeks ago. I noticed it when I was trying to put up the big block out curtain that we have. As you may see, she is not up anymore because she did fall off. I was trying to fix that and I saw it and I was like, oh my god, that's going in my next video because that is quite nasty and needs my attention right now. There was just so much dust. I used the microfiber cloth with I think it's an IKEA plastic knife to get inside the tracks because I was just going to be lazy about it and like half do it, just see what I could get out and then leave it. And then I was like, oh no, I think we can upgrade this. Like, I think we can get end of lease clean kind of situation going on here. So I went in with that and it's like butter, baby. Oh, it's gorgeous. Anyway, so this is something that I'm like so happy that's done. Not that anyone's ever going to see this besides me. Oh, and you guys who are watching this video, but look at that. I mean, look at all of that coming off right now. I will say it didn't take me as long as I thought it was going to be. It's probably only a 20-minute job, which is good because I then don't have to do it for another 3 years. And I'll make this video again and be like, oh, just forgot that it was here. I don't know, you guys. Like, come on. I'm not getting down to do the tracks all the time, but yeah.
Strangers again.
When you stepped into my life, such a magic feeling when you tore down my walls. I wish I could go back to right before you told me I'd try to change it all. But look at us now, could have gone so far. It hurts to realize we're parted. Yeah, look at us now, this is who we are. And I just know things will never be the same. We're like strangers again, again, again. Strangers again, again, again. We're like strangers again, again, again. I just know things will never be the same. We're like strangers again. We'd never fall, could have tried much harder. Now all we have are scars. You said we'd get so high, higher up than heaven. You said we'd reach the stars. But look at us now, could have gone so far. It hurts to realize we're parted. Yeah, look at us now, this is who we are. And I just know things will never be the same. We're like strangers again, again, again. Strangers again, again, again. We're like strangers again.
I'm just finishing off the video doing some dishes because, darling, they have been building up like crazy. It is school holidays, at least here in Australia anyway. And so dishes, you know, they're double. They're double. It feels like every time I turn around, why are there 10 cups having been used? Why do we not use our drink bottles? But as much as I hate hand washing my dishes and have a dishwasher on my want list, I am very much enjoying the time to myself. I put on a YouTube video always, otherwise I can't live inside my brain. Have you listened to these videos? I can't do that. It's chaos. So I use that just as an escape for a very monotonous job. It's like the only way I've been keeping up during all of Vlogmas, because it seemed like there was so much content throughout December, on top of it being like the busiest period of the year for me. Just wanted to say thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Hello, we are in the depths of school holidays at the moment, and let me tell you, I want my house back, okay? As you can see, it is pure chaos, and I think I've given in, almost, just about. So we're going to tackle pretty much every single room of my house, because what is going on? Why is every single toy out? But we will get into that, and come and join me. We're starting off in this entryway, and I actually had my sister-in-law and her kids coming around in like an hour or so from when I started filming this, so I was kind of on a time crunch just to get it even just a little bit of semblance towards clean. And thankfully she's not the kind of person that cares at all. I mean, she's in the trenches with me. She has 2 little kids of her own, very close in age, so she knows how quickly things get destroyed. But I just wanted to try and tidy up a little bit, at least just get the main areas cleaned up, because it's been rough, okay, with the kids at home and like all the events like Christmas dinners, everyone wanting to catch up, all of it, just all of it. It has taken a hit, and I just can't keep up. I can't do everything. I am not, unfortunately, a miracle worker. Wish I was. There would be so many more things I did, or at least an extra hand. Could you imagine? Because it has been so difficult trying to deal with and keep up with all the toy situation, because as you can tell, massive influx of toys have come in, and I've looked at them and gone, I have nowhere for you to go. Where are you going to go? So at the moment, they have just been living out of a cardboard box. And if the kids want to go and get them, they just pull out whatever they want to play with, because I need to declutter before I can even think about putting more stuff away. There's no space. There is no space. So I feel like our house is like full at the moment, so a declutter will definitely need to happen, and then I can get some of these toys away. But I have just been trying to do my best, like just honestly whatever the maintenance stuff is, dishes done, floor clean. I think in the space of about 5 days I cleaned up maybe 7 or 6 times. We had Christmas dinner, before and after I had to clean up. We had a couple of days later his sister, before and after, had to clean up. We also had the air cons. Oh, they got repaired, and thank the Lord for that, because it has been so hot the last few days. It was 40 degrees, which is heat wave, and it had been for 4 days. I was melting anytime I had to step outside, but thankfully we could just retreat inside in the beautiful aircon. Could barely feel it, and yeah, we had to clean up before they came, didn't we? It has just been non-stop cleaning, and of course school holidays, so you know what that means. It's just a rotation of them going into different rooms and just doing what they want and making a mess. I am trying to like keep on top of them cleaning up after themselves, and there's only so much I can be on top of it without feeling like a tyrant, and I just don't want to be like, go and clean that out, go and clean, you know what I mean? So I try at the end of the night just to be like, okay, go and pick up any, like, they love to do craft, so there's always paper everywhere. So I'm like, go and clean that up, and, you know, just get them to do a quick tidy, and that just makes a big difference, honestly. But also we have really gotten into such a good routine with the kids scraping their own plates and putting their bowls away in the sinks after they've eaten, because before it would kind of just be like they would leave their plate on the bench full of food. We've gotten it down to them scraping their own bowls and stuff and putting that in the sink for me, which, let me tell you, night and day difference, because I hate coming back to find a plate that's been sitting there all day with food and it's just like gone gross. So definitely a big win for us. Anyway, this end of the dining table has been something I have been avoiding for a little bit of time, because oh my god, I have no idea where any of this stuff is gonna go, and I've just felt blocked by it, I guess. Like what, where is any of this gonna go? As you can see in a minute, we got a lot of stuff. He got a lot of Lego, and that is his absolute favorite thing. And then he got all these STEM stuff, because, you know, I'm not into buying a whole lot of junk. Like, I'll give them a few fun junky things, but I also want something to get the brain going. And so we ended up with that, and I was like, where am I gonna put this? I don't have a ton of storage space in this house, but I've just realized I've been having a senior moment this whole time, because I have 2 IKEA drawers. They have like the 3 drawer, I don't know what it's called. Okay, they've all got weird names, but you get what I mean. And I just realized I have 2 of those that I have to store all this junk. So I definitely don't need any more storage. I just need to remember that I have it. And as I said, once I've done the toy declutter, I'll have plenty of space for all this stuff to go into. But it's like right now I get stuck in this cycle where it's like, okay, I need to do one thing, but I can't do that one thing without doing the other thing, but I don't have time to do that thing. So I'm sure you've all been stuck in a loop like that before, where it's like, okay, where do I go? What do I do? And so for me in particular, I like to just back out and go, not today. No, thank you. We won't be dealing with that.
Wide awake is the way that you left me, side by side in your car in the backseat. Wide awake is the way that you left me, oh. Now it's clear we are here back at your house, and I keep fading into the background. I'm wide awake, now you keep missing out for sure. Take down your walls and let me, ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, brick by brick, now let me, ooh, ooh, ooh. I wanna be right there by your side, I wanna be there
We have been trying to keep our days super busy here throughout school holidays so that we don't get the crazies. Everyone is all up in each other's spaces, so I feel like I need some more suggestions at the moment to find activities to go out and do. I think last time we went and did Jenny's Painted Pots, which is just like ceramic painting. That was so much fun. I think we did Terry Hill's mini golf. They love that. I need to go back and do that. We just did Parsley Bay, which I'm desperate to go back again. They did the trampoline park not long ago. I think it was like the first week of school holidays, and they absolutely loved it. So I think we'll take them back there again. And just, we have been doing so many free things as well because the bank account is not endless. These things are minimum is like $20 per kid, and that gets expensive quickly. We did a trail. It was like a loop walk in Cherrybrook, I think it was. That was so much fun. The kids love that. I was like not sure about how well that would go down. I did think they were going to tell me it was boring. They didn't, which is a win. But yeah, those are just a few of the things that we have been doing. And actually, I'm looking outside the window right now, and it is currently raining, which is insane because yesterday it was 41 degrees and we were melting. And today it is now 21 and raining. So, and a 20-degree drop overnight is insane. I'm almost ready to pull a jumper out. Anyway, we have hubby's birthday coming up in just a few days. And let me tell you, he's been a good boy. He's off donating blood. He's like, oh, I haven't done it in like a year, so he said he just wanted to get back onto track with donating. Anyway, his birthday is coming up, so we are gonna do as much as we can. We have another aircon repair person coming in on his birthday, and we thought about rescheduling it, but we're like, oh, we don't know how long it'll be before they could come out again, so we're like, take it when we can. And there was an issue with one of them on install day, so hopefully it's not too difficult to fix because they have plopped themselves right in the middle of the day, so it blocks out a whole lot of time that we could be going and doing stuff. But we are going to have dinner. He wanted Japanese barbecue, so we're going to do that for him, and I'll have to ask him what else he wants to do because it is a once a year thing, so gotta make it as special as possible. But we are in my daughter's room, and as you can see, it is a little bit chaotic right in front of me. The basket that you see full of stuffies, it's not supposed to be like that at all. That is supposed to have just her shoes, but we don't go to it ever because she's grown. She has grown so much. She's not my tiny little baby anymore. So none of the shoes fit her, and I need to declutter, and it's full of stuffies, even though there's those cube storage that I have for them. Yeah, it's not working out so great for me. And I've also dumped my own blankets in here as well because I feel like I have nowhere to put them, and because they're so big, it's just like, I don't know where to put this. So I think I'm gonna need to get some of those vacuum seal bags to try and like make them a bit smaller, and maybe I could fit them in this cupboard because the other half of the cupboard doesn't have a lot. It has a lot of my dresses in it, but not stuff on the bottom. So I might be able to squish it in there and give her a bit more space because unfortunately she is the littlest, so she's got the smallest room. Yeah, I feel bad taking even more space, but she's not really in the room beyond sleeping anyway, so it's not like I'm taking away her play space. Eventually it'd be so nice to have a room where the kids could have their own like little quiet space to play and do their own personal interests. Like she loves to do dollies and like home corner play. If I could give them something like that where they could have a bit of space to do that, that would also be really nice. And let me tell you, it is so easy to start daydreaming about more space when I'm on that real estate app. I do try to keep it to a minimum because hubby and I would like pack our bags and move in a heartbeat. We're also trying to save as much money as we can, and ideally a bigger house would be lovely and mean we can feel like we're not under each other's skin all the time, but we have to just be content with what we have and not add more stress to our lives to have a bigger home. This will work for us for a bit longer. But we have moved into my son's room. Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you it was chaos? Yeah. So this is the influx of toys. We've gotten so many stuff. So many toys from his family, my family, us. Why did we do this to ourselves? I don't know. And it's got nowhere to go. And this happened last year. I feel like I need to declutter before Christmas rather than after it, so I don't have this stress point in my life. But yeah, it's everywhere. And of course, they want to play with all the new stuff all the time, which is fine. Like, that's the name of the game. But oh my god, mama doesn't want to see another piece of nothing. nothing, okay? It's all junk. Yeah, I decided just to sit down on my booty because I was going to be there for a long time doing this. And while I was doing this, I was actually having the thought that I might be switching up this whole toy rotation system. My kids are kind of aging out of it. Toy rotations are usually from about like 1 to I think 5 or so, and they don't really dump. Well, I say that and then you've seen any videos, you're like, are you sure you're saying the right thing? My kids don't usually dump a whole lot of stuff out at once, and if I ask them, they will pick it up for me. So I feel like we can have a little bit more out, or at least change up how we are storing stuff. For the moment, we don't have a lot of space to like make any more storage in his room without taking play space. But I'm thinking, yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking, but it doesn't have to necessarily be toy rotations as much. I want to keep the cube storage because I like the look of it. I feel like it really fits in the room, and I think I need to like keep my eye out for storage at the op shops and thrift stores. So suggestions are very welcome. As you can tell, I'm very confused on what I need to do, or have lack of knowledge on what should work for us. Behind me where the clothes at the bottom are, I'd like to change that to make it something a little more accessible, and then maybe give myself the other half of the cupboard back. I'm not sure, as you can tell. I think I've said that a few times. So yeah, if you have any ideas or have done something similar, let me know because I need all the help I can get.
I will be lying if I told you that I'm over it. The gods have decided that I'm a hopeless optimist. You say your heart has had enough, but I do believe there's still some room in there for us. You can return the keys, you can walk out that door. I'll still be living in a dream, like we got years in store. Baby, won't you let me be delusional? I need you to let me be delusional. Stuck in a fiction in which our story never ends. It's not the prescriptions. The truth just needs a little bend. You say your heart has had enough, but I disagree, 'cause I still hear it beat for us. You can return the keys, you can walk out that door. I'll still be living in a dream, like we got years in store. Baby, won't you let me be delusional? I need you to let me be delusional. You can pack up and leave, but I'm keeping my eyes closed. I'll imagine you and me sitting there gray and old. I need you to let me be delusional. Baby, won't you let me be delusional? You can return the keys, you can walk out that door. I'll still be living in a dream, like we got years in store. Baby, won't you let me be delusional? I need you to let me be delusional.
I have my son here in the room with me, so if you hear heavy breathing and sniffling, it is him. He's sick, so yeah, that's what's going on in the background. Apparently I'm still here cleaning. How long has it been? Too long. We did have the aircon guys coming, so that's why it was like particularly bad, and I had to move the rug, I had to move all that kitchen stuff, and just everything got smushed into one corner, and my son was parkouring it through there to try and get to bed every night. So it's so nice that it's back to normal. I am not as young and I am not as vibrant as I used to be, so getting in there to say goodnight and fixing that bed every single night was not easy. Anyway, how has the start of your new year been? I know we're 13 days into January and I'm just bringing this up. It is just how it is with me. I'm always behind a little bit. Have you got any goals or resolutions for this year? I personally don't do resolutions just because consistency consistency is not on my resume. And so I know if I'm like, go for a walk every single day, work out 5 times, like it's not happening. Just don't want that negativity at the start of a new year. So I just do little goals just to make myself feel a little bit better. So previously I did one where I wanted to thrift a bit more, op shop a bit more if you're from Australia. So that's really become something that I've taken on board, and that was years ago. And so now I do a lot of that where possible. But for this year, it is mostly channel focused because I really couldn't think of much more besides just wanting to get outside a bit more. I have realized I need fresh air. This brain needs a oxytocin release. I don't know if fresh air does that, but it needs that. So I do want to get outside a little bit more, but I also want to try and hit monetization this year. We're very close. I'm the closest I have ever been to that, and thank you guys for that because it means a lot. I am putting out as much content as I possibly can at the moment, and hopefully that's something I can reach this year. I feel like we're only a few months off of it, so that'll be so nice. And I also thought about hitting maybe 2,000 subscribers this year. I don't know if that's even possible. I feel like that's so many in one year, and I just don't see that happening. Beyond that, I don't have much else to this channel. I've just been enjoying making content and doing this. It's been really fun. Like, it's such a creative outlet for me, and it gives me mama's time to do some things that I like to do. So thanks for watching it. It means a lot. But I will bring you back to this cleaning video because my son the other day, I was in his room and he's like, oh, here's my pillow. And when I tell you he passed me a clump, it was like a literal clump. Now this pillow was maybe a year old and it was on the cheap side. So I was like, oh my God, no, we have to sort this out like ASAP. Very next morning, I was like, let's go. So we went to Adairs. I know, kind of pricey, but my thought process was that I was just gonna have a nice one and it'll last a decent amount of time. I ended up getting him the wool filled medium profile kids pillow. So nice. Oh my God, my husband and I were like, we need to upgrade ours. These are so nice. And we also got him a waterproof pillow protector because they do have their water bottles in bed, and we have had this exact protector in the mattress form for my daughter's bed. And speaking from experience, she has spilt her entire bottle in bed before, and this thing is like a nappy. It was so absorbent, it didn't even touch the mattress. So I just knew I had to get it in the pillowcase form. My daughter has the exact same pillow as the clump, but it's not like that at the moment. So if she needs replacing hers, I will get the exact same thing. I'll link it down below because I do really like that protector. It was a pretty penny at Adairs. I think it was close to $60. We do have the Linen Lovers membership, so I think we had $20 off on it, so made it a little bit better. You get what you pay for, as they always say. And that's about it. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Hello, we are getting straight into the mess today. I am finally working on something that I have not touched in quite some time. My bedroom. So let's get straight into it. Make sure you stick around because there is a lot of fun little before and afters sprinkled throughout this video. Okay, we are starting in what I like to call the laundromat because this is basically where hubby puts all his clothes, whether it's dirty, clean, something he wants to rewear. It all ends up here, and he and I are polar opposite people. I cannot mix my clothes like this. It would just drive me insane. I have to know, like, it's a little bit cuckoo, but I have to know that the ones that I wore yesterday are the ones that I'm going to wear today, if they're still clean or not. Like, I didn't wear them very long. But for him, he does not care. They end up in one pile, and I'm just like, oh my God, how do you live your life like this? We are definitely two different people when it comes to that. But also, like, my TV does not need to become the closet 2.0. So we are going to work on this whole situation because I want to get rid of it. I need to, like, clear out this space. I can count on my hand how many times we've used it in the last year because it's zero. I haven't even used it last year, and I hate that. I hate that I clean it. I hate that it sits there and does nothing. We need to get rid of it. She needs to go. 2026 is not her year. Sayonara. See you in the better life. I actually only had that epiphany this year. I don't know why it only occurred to me that I could actually get rid of that and it doesn't need to sit there. It's all just too difficult to use. If you're wondering why we don't use it, the PlayStation always needs an update when I turn it on. Doesn't matter if I updated it like the week before, it needs a new one. So I just don't bother with it. It's just so much easier to use my phone. So I just do that. that instead, because I did realize I just don't need to stare at this black box in my room anymore. So I am excited for that to be gone. And I did start my 2026 decluttering series. I started filming them, and I said that in the very first video that I wanted this gone. So hopefully that's kind of cemented everything for me, and I actually follow through on it, because Lord knows I don't follow through on a lot. Anyway, we're gonna move on from that because I could rant about it all day. But I did have plans to try and like deep clean this room a little bit more than I normally would. Often I just wipe down these side tables and then leave it at that. But things were looking a little crusty, dusty, and I have been putting it off for a while. Like each time I clean my room, I'm like, ugh, you're just avoiding the thing you need to do. But honestly, this whole space collects so much dust. Like, I mean, look at the phone charger pad. We've only had that out for the tiniest bit and it's covered in dust. I don't know what we're doing in our sleep. We must be just shedding our skin like reptiles. It's disgusting. So I needed to clean that, but then I eventually did get back behind here because I think I did this a while ago. Like I was supposed to do it last time I cleaned my bedroom and I didn't. And I was like, yeah, I know, I'll do it. And then I didn't for months. So I did eventually get back there because as you can see, more dust. I think there was a petrified spider back there, and I definitely don't run a pet cemetery, so that had to go. And then we just did the tiniest tidy up of the bottom of this cupboard, because as you can see, she is overloaded with stuff, and I do prefer to keep it on the cleaner side because we've always got junk that needs to be thrown in there, and I had all the intentions to go in there and clean it up, but I decided I'll just save it for my decluttering series instead when we do this bedroom, because I need something to film. It's when you do a yearly declutter, it is hard to keep finding things to declutter each year because I get rid of so much every single year, which is always amazing how I still have so much junk for the next year, but it's just how life happens. But the first time I ever did my series, oh my god, hoarders galore. Okay, there was crap everywhere and I didn't realize how much we owned. It makes the biggest difference doing it yearly versus once every 5 years. When we originally moved to this house, I thought I had decluttered a lot. I thought I wasn't bringing that much over from my previous home to here. Turns out there was so much more crap I could have thrown out, and I was like, why do I have all this? Like, let's be real, why am I holding on to this? So since then I have decluttered even more, but these series are always fun and feel free to join in on them because I think it's going to be 10 days again. It's always fun to do like almost 2 weeks of it. So yeah, feel free to join in, do a couple rooms, do whatever you can. But I have started the pre-filming for it. It's a bit of a slog to work through. Anyway, let's talk about this quilt cover set for a minute, because I went into Maya and I saw the most gorgeous like little shelf setup they had for this particular one. It's the Australian House and Garden brand, and it's this gorgeous eucalyptus color. Anyway, I'm not in the market for any more duvet covers. I didn't need it, but I saw it and I was like, oh, how I would love to add color back into my life. Okay, I've kind of purged the all white. And so when I saw this, I was like, oh my god, I need her in my life immediately. I took a picture and I ended up sending it to hubby later on that day, and he just sent me back a picture of the receipt. He's like, finally she's free of the chokehold of all white. I needed to get it out of my system. I think it turned out really nice considering that I suck at like any kind of bed styling. I literally just copy anything on Pinterest because for some reason I cannot put a bed together to save my life, and so Pinterest is where I go. They have 1,000 images of any style you want, and I just click it. I'm like, that's it, done. But this turned out pretty well. I feel like the color of the sheets go really nicely with the wood of the bed and the cream pillows. But let me tell you, I have never made my bed this much in my entire life. I'm not someone who jumps out of bed and is like, yes, I'll make the bed before I start my day. Absolutely not. It's just not my style. I'm too relaxed for that. I know, 22 years of age and she just starts making a bed. Don't worry, it won't last long. I don't follow anything through, okay? Anyway, let's take a moment to savor this before and after because she is divine. Let's move on from my bedroom to the living room because, oh my word, she is in desperate need of some attention. As you can see, I think I say just about every single time that this is our most used room. You may notice a few new elements in here, which I'm very happy about because I feel like she needed a tiny little refresh, but We have some art up on my frame TV, but I never use this feature, and so it is quite a moment for me. I do not pay the $5 for the art because I don't even think I use the art feature enough for $5 a year. But they do have this artwork for sample on their catalog, if you will, of art, and I really liked it. So I just looked the art up and found it on one of those state libraries or art galleries where you can download the art for free, and it's not like illegal to do that or anything, but I just did that and then I added it to my TV because I'm cheap, and it's definitely not looking the exact same as how the other one did, but you know what? I don't care. I'm gonna save myself however much it is. Ooh, I just had a look. It's not $5 a year. It's $5 a month, which is insane. Or you purchase the art for $20 once off. Neither of those options are for me, and so I just did it the free way. But I think it's just because I'm not a subscription kind of person. I don't have Spotify. I don't have any streaming services. I should pay for YouTube because I watch enough of that it would be worth it, but I just don't. I'm too lazy for that. My one phone bill a month is enough for me. My husband does have Spotify and he does have, I think, Binge and Disney, but we're not like Netflix kind of people. It's just not worth it to us. We don't watch that much stuff on streaming services to be worth it, so we just try to save a bit of coin when we can. I'm sure if we were more TV obsessed, we would absolutely have them. We have had them in the past, just this phase of life, it's not for us. Anyway, that was slightly boring. The second thing that's been added to my living room, you can see it over there on the chair, is the coffee table centerpiece. It's a really cute basket. I got gifted it from a friend for Christmas, and it had all this really cute Christmas stuff in it. But this year I was so on it about getting rid of my Christmas stuff. I think by the 10th of January, she was gone. And it's just to make up for last year because I still had Christmas trees up till March. I know, that's insane. I got rid of all the Christmas stuff, which has left this basket bare. She literally just holds the remotes so that I don't lose my sanity. But I, again, don't know how to style it. I think I'm just gonna go take a little squiz at Pinterest again and get some ideas because your girl doesn't know what she's doing. And actually, I was going to H&M Home before Christmas because I thought, oh, I could get a few little pieces for the lounge room and for this basket for when I needed to change it over. They have taken H&M Home away from just about every single store that had it, as far as I know. Have they completely eliminated that line? They had some really, really cute stuff.
How did we end up here in the corner, looking like enemies? We used to be the team people talk about, what a chemistry. I can see it in your eyes. You don't wanna talk anymore. I wanna get so numb, while we enemies. No, you don't mind the way I stutter my words. You know exactly what it means and how it hurts. Oh, I can't believe you're here. Can't get any worse. No. I just wanna get out of here. I find it so hard to breathe. Cause when you get too close, I lose my way and I freeze. I wish you knew what power you have over me. But now it's so hard to breathe. Just get me out of here. Just get me out of here. Just get me out of. How can you be so calm around me when I act desperately? You used to be the one getting crazy when I'd be hard to reach. I can see it in your eyes. You don't wanna talk anymore. I wanna get so numb, while we enemies. No, you don't mind the way I stutter my words. You know exactly what it means and how it hurts. Oh, I can't believe you're here. Can't get any worse. No. I just wanna get out of here. I find it so hard to breathe. Cause when you get too close, I lose my way and I freeze. I wish you knew what power you have over me. But now it's so hard to breathe. Just get me out.
as you can see, I have still been using my dustpan and broom, and let me tell you, I swear she misses half the little things that stick to the bottom of my feet. It's okay, I'm learning to live with it because I haven't decided what I want. Like, I feel like I want a shark vacuum, but then so many people comment on robot vacuum cleaners to me, which we did originally have one. We had a D-bot years and years ago, until one fateful day she sucked up an entire dog bowl of water, and yeah, it was never the same again. I tried so many things to fix her, but it is on my list. I would like it, but I also don't know if it works with our house just because we have so many ledges that they would have to go up. Our previous one did struggle with that. Hold that thought for 1 second. This grey bag that I have here is my new Christmas tree bag because the Christmas tree boxes just all fell apart. Look, one of them has been held together by sticky tape for 7 years and the other one I don't know how they did it. It came in that size box, but ever since then I could not get her to fit back inside the box. So it was always full of spiders every single time I opened it. I was like, no more. I can't do this anymore. So I purchased them from Alfresco Emporium. Best decision of my life. They're both the extra large. I really could have done with an extra large and a large, or even 2 larges. They are really, really big and I love it. Let me tell you, it is a game changer. For the price as well, I think it was $50 and I got 2 of them. So not bad at all, and I highly recommend it if you are in need of a Christmas tree bag. But back to the robot vacuum cleaners. I would love to get one. So my mum actually has one of those robot vacuum cleaners where it mops the floor, and in between mopping it will go back, wash its little mop pads, come back, and then keep mopping the floor. It's one of those bougie ones, and I want to buy one. I looking at it and I was like, ooh, I really want one of those. Those sound so nice and it looks really good. It even empties its own dust. All of that to say it is over $1,000. I'm kind of not at that point to spend that much on one, just because you still have to pick up all the junk off the floor before you can set the RoboVac out to do its job. So until it has one of those features where it can pick up the stuff off the floor for you, right now I'm just not in that phase where I can have that going because there's so much constantly on the floor. I don't know how people do it. Like, do they run around and pick it all up first? Maybe that's what I have to do. Also, I like to have one that I can just quickly do myself because they do take quite some time to go around the whole house and clean it versus me just quickly going and vacuuming. So, but yeah, the Shark is looking like a good contender, and it's not $1,000. It's not $700. Anyway, if you've got any good recommendations for a vacuum, leave them down below because I need some. But we're going to move on from that because I can see your eyes are slowly closing and you're bored as heck from that conversation. Take a look at this bench, okay? There is condiments galore on there, but I have to point out that one sweet pickled mustard. I don't even know the name of it. The brand Spring Gully used to make it. Oh my god, it's like the best thing to add to a sandwich. But I wanted to buy it for the first time in years. I haven't had it so long, and I looked up the Spring Gully and I'm like, why can't I find this anywhere? Turns out they closed 2 months prior to me having this craving for it. So that was a little bit annoying. They do make it in other brands. It's just that's the one that I know I remembered liking. This one, I'm not sure, but there's so many that I'm sure they're all the same thing. This is the 3 threes version, but if you really want to up like your deli sandwich game, that is it. It's delicious. We're going to take a slight turn because I have a garden update for you. If you have been watching for maybe the last few videos, I have said at some point that hubby has been working on this stump in one of the garden beds for some time, and it has been stump 3, husband 0. It has just bested him every single time, and he managed to get it out of the garden, which he was so funny. He brought it to the front door and he's like, come and look at this. So I come and open the front door and he's dropped it on the mat like as if it was some kind of prize. He was so proud of himself because that thing has just bested him every single time that he has been out there. But it's finally out, and you know, we could have left it and just planted around it, but I hate doing things halfway like that. I would rather just completely clear out the garden bed. I say that, but it's really at his expense, especially since he doesn't love to garden as much as I do. So he's been a trooper doing that for me. And yeah, so I planted planted some stuff in there. I still need to add a bit more soil in there because we have lost some over the time, but I've put a pretty tree in the center of it, and then I'm just going to fill it out with a ton of shorter plants underneath it, and it's going to look so cute. So I'm very happy that that's been done. And we've also been working on one of our hedges. Now this hedge was overgrown when we moved in. It was a second story hedge. That's how big it is. So it was beyond our maintenance control anyway since the moment we moved in. And we did get a complaint from the council, which I mean obviously came from the neighbors, saying that some of it had grown on their side and they weren't too happy with it. And you know, we don't want to rock the boat because they are nice neighbors, and so we've been trying to work on that. It is honestly the landlord's job because it is such a big job and should have been maintained for a lot longer, but it doesn't matter. We've been trying to help them out because they did come in a couple months ago and slim these trees down quite a bit. We knew that we could make it more of a head shape because these particular plants are they've just gotten wildly out of control. And so it had been a month between when the landlord came and did it and when we started on it. So there had been plenty of growth and we could kind of see what was happening with the tree, and we just kept cutting it back. It went from like 3 meters to now maybe 1 meter tall, and we want to get it into sort of, you know, the rectangular head shape, just the standard. And then, you know, we don't have to see the neighbors, as nice as they are. I don't like to see people when I'm in my home. I do really value gardening and creating privacy. Yeah, that's something we're working on. Anyway, something that I needed to work on was this table. As you can see, it has gotten way out of control, and the kids absolutely love to do craft and all of that on this table. As you can see, she takes quite the beating with all of the things on there, and I just really need to come in here and clean it up. I did attempt to try and organize this trolley because it gets cluttered so quickly. As you can see, every single thing is out. No attempts at all to try and contain it. So I knew it just needed to be worked on. And actually the final straw happened to be when it was all over my floor. And I mean, partly because it is school holidays and they're in and out of that place so quickly, but also like, why are you on my floor? The floor is not where it needs to be. So when I was in Kmart, I did see this little organizer thing and it was $6. So I ended up buying it. And then as I'm walking out of Kmart, I remembered that I had this idea to reuse cups or glasses from Vinnie's or Salvo's and organize the stuff that way. But I do have a memory of a sieve, so it didn't happen. Obviously, here I am with something else completely. And this was quite a tedious task because, as you can see, we have a million little things on the base of this trolley. And the kids love the trolley because they can go back and forth getting what they need. But I also was getting asked a million times to find one little texter or one little pencil, and so I just knew that wasn't going to work for us. But since I just put in this one organizer, it's made such a difference. Like, there's no more asking me where anything is because they all have their own individual spots in this container. I mean, you can see I've even got bingo dotters in there, which happen to be one of their favorite things, and they never ever can find them because they end up strewn everywhere. So this has been working wonders for me, and I'm glad that I just spent the $6 because let me tell you, I ummed and ahed while I was in Kmart. I was like, $6 for this? I don't even know if it's gonna do anything. No, it's been great.
Time moves fast when I'm with you. Went from lonely to falling in love, watching it all unfold. Yeah, I'm not scared of commitment. I'm just scared of doing I'm afraid to show you what's underneath, 'cause I don't wanna let you down. Got a lot of demons up in my brain, got a lot of bad thoughts giving me pain. I'm afraid to show you what's underneath, 'cause I don't wanna let you down. Let you down, let you down, let you down, down, down. Let you down, let you down, let you down, down, down. Let you down, let you down, let you down, down, down. I don't wanna let you down. I don't wanna let you down.
I desperately needed to put some washing away. As you could tell, I had 3 or 4 baskets and the weather was turning. It ended up storming for like 4 or 5 days after this. So we were like, gone from a heat wave to storming. It was just kind of chaotic Australian summer. But this did end up turning into a full family affair. Kids kept coming in and out. Husband kept coming in and out. And I was like, oh, just like sometimes I just need 2 minutes to get something done. Like most of the time, I'm happy to be distracted by my kids, get me away from a task I don't want to do. But then there's times like this where it's like, okay, no one's gonna have anything to wear tomorrow if you don't let me get this done. So I did have to politely shoo everyone away so I could finish this off. Everyone was in desperate need of clothes. And to be honest, this is something I would normally cut out of like a voiceover just because it sounds like I'm complaining, and I sort of am, like I realize that, but also like I feel like this is everyday motherhood, like not like these perfect beautiful moments all the time, and I try to show that more often in here because I don't know, I find it hard to connect to these people that have this perfect life and never show anything slightly negative. But I want to show these things where it's like, oh my god, give me 5 minutes to get something done by myself. Anyway, that's enough of that because I could go on about that for a while. So I will catch you in the next one.